City Circle via New First stop Domestic Airport, then Mascot, Greenfield, Central, Museum, St James, Circular Quay, Windward and Town Hall.
Doors closing. Please stand clear.
Stop at Circular Quay. The next train to arrive on platform 1 goes to Homebush.
Doors closing. Please stand clear.
Auf alles vorbereitet. Aber der ist eigentlich voll südlich, dieser Luna-Park, oder? Voll südlich, der Luna-Park.
I'll do it if it's fun, like everyone like leaves to the outside. Oh ja. Laugh expected.
The next stop is Bridge Street, followed by Wynyard, QVB, then all stops to Randwick via Central.
在哪卖跟新疆那里我们这里，
我们是哪个站下车？
中国说我们哪下？
哪下？
汤姆。
那我今天1500两哦。
The next stop is Town Hall.
At the end of the fifth day, they're gonna charge you more because of London.
Dạ đồ mới mà nó có ham đó thì anh đưa cái giấy.
house by the ocean. Among all those white hot sands, where every sunrise is just for you. So come along and take